I dreamt I was Donnie Yen last night. It was fucking great.
I'm going to adjust this.
Adjust
ever so
away.
Slightly.
Yeah, you're gonna have to turn the cranks.
The other way. There we go. Get in my face.
I guess it'll probably help my posture too if I pop mine up a couple inches.
So it begins.
Welcome to the Choice by Choice podcast number 3, because number 2 didn't record.
Number 2 no longer exists.
I had to delete it to make room on my memory for this one. So, nope. It is in a black hole of now we shall forget about it forever.
Yeah, wasn't good enough. Threw it by the wayside.
It actually was quite good. I was impressed with it. I was really excited to post it. But we're just going to recap, so it's going to be even better.
We're just going to recap with you better. I'm going to talk like I've already talked about this.
We're going to summarize everything about, or in the manner in which we learned it, and then we're going to talk about new things, and it'll be grand.
It'll be far more concise.
So, what did we start talking with yesterday?
I don't actually remember. I'm pretty sure I deflected onto you. And there was one or two topics that we discussed on your paper there.
You wanted to talk about potato.
We got that one covered extremely quickly. Merely mentioning it completed it off the list.
I think the first thing that I wanted to talk about I didn't write down. So we could start
Tart.
with yoga.
Sounds good.
Start with yoga, Daniel. Teach me.
Start with yoga.
We were talking about the 4 paths of enlightenment. 4 types of yoga. I wrote down four paths of enlightenment.
Similar. It's the 4 different ways that a yogi can be created, I guess, or a person can achieve enlightenment. And the 4 paths were Kriya Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. I've written a slightly more concise description for each of them this time.
Nice.
But Kriya, basically what you're doing is using your breathing and your postures in order to change the energy in your body. Karma is mostly going to be physical action, emotional action, and I think one of the major benefits of Karma Yoga is that it cleans your body out really well. No different than physical activity. Getting that lymph in your body, which is just random fluids to actually flow to lymph nodes in your body. It just cleans it up, keeps you really healthy.
Please carry on. I just forgot to plug in the camera.
Okay, I was wondering if you were getting a little suspicious as to whether or not it was recording.
I just didn't want it to stop after my battery died.
The third one is Bhakti Yoga, which is the yoga of devotion, and it's summarized basically as one where you have a yearning to become the item of worship. So you want to become, say, one with reality or one with nature. Devotion is about emotionally investing yourself to pursue it and to kind of lose yourself in the pursuit of whatever it is you want to become.
Okay.
The final one, Jnana Yoga, which is a very interesting yoga. It's the yoga of knowledge, where you're basically using it as a way to distinguish between eternal or longer lasting knowledge in comparison to short-term knowledge, things that are short-term and trivial versus long-term and just eternal rules of whatever reality you live in. One of their creeds, or a saying that really relates to it really well, is, I know what I know and I don't know what I don't know, which is basically admitting that I'm not going to be the type of person who's just going to believe what other people say or not believe it, because it's kind of a way to cheat the opportunity to experience it yourself and experience that truth for yourself.
Neat.
It is definitely interesting.
There they are.
Yeah,
Can
so
you-
those are the 4.
Can you hear them, listeners? Passing by?
They were going off last night.
I did not hear any last night. Oh, I guess I did. Yeah, they were right out front. I remember the lights.
2 of them. I could not sleep. No pillow. Yeah, that's what we were talking about before.
No pillow.
My inability to sleep without
Yeah,
on
I
my
guess
back.
we did start talking about movies. Oh, I did write down what I was talking about yesterday. I just forgot it was the first thing I was talking about yesterday.
Hey, we can bounce back to it.
Oh, yeah. No, I want to know more about yoga. I'm writing down that I know what I know and I don't know what I don't know thing.
But it's with a combination of these 4 that it seems like, or at least in the opinion of Sadhguru, it's a mixture of the 4 that will take you to God. We'll say it that way. Once the 4 different yogas come together, then
Your heaven.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're the 4 different ways to interact with your reality. And so once you master them or master them in an appropriate mix combination, then you kind of hit the point that you want to be hitting and can use everything you had to your fullest, do whatever you want, really. Because, I mean, once you have your emotions, your energy, your physical body, and your intelligence all lined up, life seems pretty easy from that point.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Pretty much makes sense. If you're balanced out in every aspect of yourself, wouldn't be a lot of things to bring you down or stress you out.
God, no. Yeah, even the Jnana Yoga, it seems like once you get that one, it seems like you can skip over a lot of life's bullshit
Yeah.
and just avoid, I don't know, improper effort, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you can try as hard as you want, but if you're not doing the right thing at the right time, it's just exhausting.
Yeah.
A never-ending fight. Early morning shows are a little much.
Yeah, lots of yawns to stifle.
You gotta breathe. Breathe, bro.
Yeah, you're right. I gotta breathe better. Gotta wake up. Yeah, that's neat. Just like avoid expending effort on things that don't deserve your effort, like things you can't change.
Yeah.
Just wasted time, wasted energy.
Yeah, exactly. So those are the 4 yogas. And, yeah, highly recommend looking in any of them. Unfortunately, like we were saying before, in order to practice, it's highly recommended that you don't learn from books.
Yeah.
And you go learn from a master or a guru who has
Guru.
been practicing or has mastered it.
Yeah, you gotta go start looking around town.
I do.
Do you?
I'm not going to be surprised if I don't find anything, though.
Eh.
Because yoga in North America is... This may be very ignorant of me to say, but it's more of a physical activity than it is any of the other types of yogas.
This is
It's
true.
just like, you're working out. You're toning your body. It's like, no, it's not really the point.
There's probably some East Indian people living here, though, that either have the knowledge or experience, or maybe people like you who have garnered knowledge and experience.
I just imagine a group of white people being like, yeah, that's not how you yoga. This is how you yoga. And they're
Gotta
just,
put on some yoga pants, man. Some Spanx.
yeah, just broing out over it. Losing ourselves in our
Yoga, bro.
white maleness.
I'm so fucking centered, I want to fight everything.
I don't care where. Oh my god. It's like, if this fight doesn't go through, we're going to Applebee's because I'm definitely fighting somebody tonight. Oh my god.
Community.
That was amazing.
That's a pretty funny episode.
That guy's such a dork.
What are you, always on the way to a workout?
Yep.
My life is a workout.
Perpetually on your way to the gym.
Yeah, that's what it was, yeah. My life is a gym.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else you'd like to talk about in regards to yoga? It was a little more difficult last time to get through all the different types of yoga.
Because you didn't have notes on them specifically?
Exactly. I could mention that super funky pose again, or that interesting training regimen for Kriya Yoga.
Oh, the tongue exercise.
Yeah.
Teach us the tongue exercise, Daniel. I want to remember for work today.
Yeah, I'm gonna like leave and come back 3 months later. You'll just have like this super flexible tongue. It's like, I don't use it for yoga, but so basically, Kriya Yoga is a lot about breathing, and one of the ways to alter your state and breathe differently is apparently to stretch your tongue to a point that its flexibility allows it to flip over, go back into your nasopharynx, your nasal cavity, and go backwards and up into your nasal cavity. So that completely
Seems
blocks off any mouth breathing.
Seems like a long way back.
Right? I mean, this is someone with an inflexible tongue saying I've tried it, and it's just like I can touch the top of my mouth a bit.
A bit.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a pretty flexible tongue. I can flip it upside down both ways, do the O thing. I can,
Oh,
you nailed it, man. You got a lot of practice.
yeah.
I can do that weird thing where you make it look like a leaf.
The clover? I can't do the clover thing.
Yeah.
But basically, so in order to stretch it completely, the steps were to rest the tongue behind your top row of teeth, open your mouth, suction the tongue to the top of your mouth, stretching a string on the underside of your tongue called the frenulum. And then you open your mouth as far as you can while stretching it. Eventually, the suction will lose suction. It'll make a clicking noise, and then you just Gene Simmons it and stick your tongue out as close to your chin as possible.
I still love
You just
that
try
reference.
and try and reach your chin with your tongue, and eventually it'll make your tongue as flexible enough that you can jam your tongue into your nasopharynx, which is apparently a very crucial step in
You gotta
achieving enlightenment with Kriya Yoga.
Kind of wonder who came up with that technique. It's like, and how do you gotta wonder how they figure out how like just doing that with your mouth a couple of times a day
Any of this.
makes your tongue go back and up your nose.
Not even not even just that. There's so much on like the chakra points and stuff that I don't think most people in North America would ever be aware if anybody would have told them.
Yeah, it's very bizarre.
It is a little bizarre, but
Very different
I think
worlds.
you can know that person is very happy.
Oh yeah. Bet you like.
What are you into?
Oh man, that's awesome. That's good to know. I'm gonna definitely.
Start stretching your tongue.
I'm just curious. I'll just find myself doing it out of boredom.
Hey man, if you can get to that point, you are a good portion of the way there.
Cool.
Maybe like a third or a quarter of the way.
That's all it is. It's all tongue stretches, Shay.
Yeah. Later on, it gets into a lot of breathing and mantras. And a lot of mantras.
What's a mantra?
Spoken word, spoken chants.
Yes, that's right. Okay, so okay, all recapped on yoga,
C.
and then okay, so the Office Space thing, because Daniel and I watched Office Space. This is what we started with yesterday when we started the podcast. I was thinking about the $1 million analogy from the movie, and it actually came into effect at work with a coworker because she asked me if I could see her doing something that wasn't where she is, where would it be, other than like the fingernail company she wants to start. And we had just watched Office Space, Daniel and I, the other night, and the $1 million analogy was like when they're younger, graduating high school, they get taken in to talk with a counselor, and the counselor asks you, if you had $1 million and you never had to work again, what would you do with your time? And then based on your answer was what your career should be. So i.e., if you wanted to work on cars, then maybe you're supposed to be a mechanic. That's the only one I can remember. If you're me and you would just play music, then maybe you're meant to be a musician.
Yeah.
And so Simone, I guess I can name drop Simone. She'll probably be happy I name dropped her. Asked me the question where I saw her, and I was like, oh, same question. Like, what would you do if you had unlimited resources and you didn't have to work? And she was like, oh, I want to travel. I was like, well, do something and travel then. It was very interesting how it came up the very next day. It was just interesting to think about finding my thing when so many people don't have their thing. What's your thing?
What's my thing?
Oh, right, you said you would sleep all day.
No, I already do that.
And back to the whole
This,
what are you
this
doing
is
with
a
your
ra-
time
This
thing.
is a rarity. No way. If you wanted to travel, there are tons of ways to travel. You don't even need to be clever about it and making money while you travel. You can honestly just work. I guess it really depends on how clever you are and how much money you're making, but
Yeah.
you can just vagabond it and just make like a very little amount of money and then just backpack.
Yeah.
There are definitely people who in other countries are more than willing to house random strangers, have you over for dinner. Like if you just know your languages, you could be some kind of tour guide, you could plan a trip with a group of people, and then that's an opportunity to just learn tons and tons about the area,
The
and just become
culture,
as much of a local as you possibly could be. Just show them the ropes. Go somewhere, come back, organize a group, go there again,
Yeah.
show them everything because they'll be probably amazed by pretty much anything you show them, especially if you go to a different enough place.
New culture is definitely fascinating because it's different everywhere. Having done some traveling myself, man, my voice is all over the place this morning. Having done some traveling myself, yes, super interesting. Germany, Switzerland, Austria, Italy, Japan, United States. Every single place is different.
I never knew you went to Germany.
Germany's my favorite place on earth.
Ooh, best country.
I want to die there. I maintain that to this day, and
I want to live there.
I decided that when I was 15. I want to live there first, obviously.
Well, it sounded
I don't
like
just want to hop off the plane and die.
last moments. No, just a one-way ticket.
Oh man, most beautiful country I've ever seen. I haven't. Those are the only places I've been though, so I haven't seen the world. So, but currently, first place holder, Germany.
Yeah, really well orchestrated. I like the organization of it.
Oh yeah, just the whole culture, organized, clean, healthy. Beer houses.
Yeah, that's kind of funny now that you mention it. I never noticed how clean everything actually was.
Well, and then just like
Like nobody just
How
like
healthy-
throws trash everywhere.
how much cleaner the air is.
Oh yeah,
there,
there's nothing
and like
going on.
how green the grass and trees are, and like just how wholesome the nature and everything is, as well as the people and the culture and the society. Super cool. Like that's the thought that sticks in my head was just like driving, it was over a mountain or through a mountain tunnel and just coming out on the side of a mountain in Germany, and just for as far as your eye could see was just like patchwork, perfect squares of just fields of grass. There weren't even fields of anything, just grass, but separated into perfect squares.
Yeah.
And just the greenest green you've ever saw in your life. Like I've never seen a tree or grass here in North America that can compare to the wholesomeness of this green in all this just grass and trees. It was fantastic. I was just like, yeah, this is heaven.
Yeah, I feel like we could talk about Germany for a longer time for sure.
Yeah,
It's,
Germany's dope.
It's insane.
I highly recommend. Number one place if you're going to travel somewhere, unless you've got a previous number one place, check out Germany.
Get rid of it.
Japan is also a good choice.
Hey, nah, if you're enthusiastic about wherever you're going, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Oh yeah,
But
we all have different preferences.
I remember taking a train in Germany, and we passed by some extremely small, caged off plots of land.
Yeah,
These are like probably twice the size of your room, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
well,
I'm not sure what that would be in footage. Maybe like 30 by 15 or something.
okay.
But there was just like a small garden, a small house, and people would just like live on these tiny plots of land. I was like, that's cool. That's something you would never see in North America.
Yeah, that's
no one would
bizarre.
ever be like, I want to live in a smaller house on a smaller property. No, everyone would just look down on you. Gotta live in
Yeah.
an average size house, if not above average.
That's very cool.
Just silly stuff. Also, every single celebration that they have with cross-dressing beer and brats, it's like the greatest place on the world.
The food is fantastic. Yeah, food and celebration, man. So much beer. I didn't get to go in the beer halls when we were there when I was younger. I had too sensitive asthma, and so it was like full of smoke, and I couldn't go in because I like just standing outside. I was like, I need my inhaler. So everybody else, except for like two people on the entire travel club trip, were just like in the Hofbräu house, the beer hall,
Yeah.
just fucking partying it up, and I'm standing out on the curb with like two people, just like, so, you guys are allergic to stuff too? No? Okay.
Aw.
It was a good time though. Got to go see that ginormous Glockenspiel.
Glockenspiel?
Yeah, the big one on the big church. I think it's on a church. It's beside a church. We went to a great big church too, biggest church I've ever been into in my life, especially height wise.
Makes going to church kind of interesting.
It's beautiful, just the churches and like the faith and like how well kept all of their religious venues and
Oh yeah, they're tourist attractions.
Yeah.
though. That's got to be at least half the reason.
well,
Tons
yeah,
of people love to see those things.
we were there. Can't remember when we were there, but because Catholic school, Catholic travel club, we went to a mass. I don't remember what day it was, but man, just packed. Like you couldn't move in that church. People weren't even sitting down. It was just, everybody was just crammed in, shoulder to shoulder, standing.
Yeah.
It was bonkers. And then for communion, man, it was like it was just like a big shifting. It was like when you see a hermit crab like shake out of the sand, the way that the sand just shifts around there for a second.
Yeah.
That's how the people had to move just to get to the front, to cycle through one by one.
No space was unused.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's funny. That's actually totally insane.
Yeah, it was bonkers packed. Good times.
This would be a solid segue to the talk about religion before. Or,
Talk about religion,
yeah,
Buddhism.
one mildly humorous story from when I was an exchange student in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
The mother was super Catholic and the dad was super atheist.
The best combination.
It was the greatest combination. Oh, they didn't care. He's like, you know what? You do you and I'll do me.
That's
Sundays,
great.
he was drinking this like beer cola and just sitting on the couch and watching TV while her and the kids went to church. It was just like every weekend I was just at home. I never went to church at all. Oh, it was so funny.
That's hilarious.
It's just the strangest combination. Just constantly like, berating me to try and go.
Yeah.
It's like, come to church, come to church, come to church. Nah, I'll stay home with Enzo. I think we'll just chill here. And like, he loved making food, so we would just make food and drink beer.
That's awesome.
It's my own church.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's a good Germany story. I like it.
It's such a strange combination of people, but the fact that they're, at least they didn't show it to me that they were upset with each other.
On the surface, everything seemed fine.
Yeah, mom and dad weren't fighting.
Oh, man. What were we talking about for religion yesterday? I think we were just talking. I think you segued into it briefly for like
High
when
school
you were
religions.
when you were talking about yoga.
Being introduced to Catholicism and looking for...
I think that might have been before the mics fired up.
Yeah, that was before the mics fired up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What else did we talk about last time? We talked about my laziness.
Well, the thing
How,
is that we've already kind of covered everything we talked about last time. It's just that
Become
because
more
we're
efficient.
we're recapping, yeah, we're kind of buzzing through it all because the yoga took us at least 25 minutes before, and this time it took maybe 10.
Yeah, exactly. It's lots of humming and hawing and not so concise speak. I have one more thing or two more things I can talk about for yoga. What I'm doing specifically and an interesting idea, and then we can just transition off of it.
I'd love to hear what you're doing for yoga.
This is something that I just recently decided this morning, and it's more, I'm probably going to stop trying to do Kriya Yoga by myself with a book.
Yeah.
Some of the...
Sorry, Kriya was which one?
Kriya's breathing and posture.
Breathing and
It's
posture,
changing the energy in your body. And probably just going to opt for a little yoga program that he instructs for super basic health related stuff.
Sadhguru.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's called Upa Yoga. It's just 7 exercises for super basic stuff like love, success, general health, wellness, inner exploration, There's 2 more, but I won't bother.
And that's just like a buy online course.
Nope, free app actually.
Free
I was
app?
very surprised this man had
Wow.
an app.
No, I guess whatever. You got to get out there.
Yeah, exactly. But just those 7 exercises. Do it once in the morning, once at night, and then read his book because it feels like his book is filled with more general truths and big ideas that you want to get out of each section or each type of yoga. Mm-hmm. Being a lot of emphasis on like breathing and just perception, how you see things and how you need to experience things.
Yeah.
I gotta come over there and slap you.
I'm sorry, Daniel. So many yawns.
Oh, so much yawning.
You get talking and I get captivated and I forget to breathe.
I'm
Yawning,
offended.
yawning is a sign of intrigue on my behalf.
And then the second section the second thing I want to talk about was a bit of what we talked about yesterday: content versus context.
Yes, because we kind of summarized that after we found out. Well, after we were done, and then after we found out it didn't record, and then after we went for a walk.
We'll never get over it. But just thought it was almost mind-boggling. It's like right on the edge of mind-boggling. Just impressive that when you think context versus content, in North America, that means materials aren't going to make you happy. Just like this car's not going to make me happy. This house isn't going to make me happy. You know, I'm going to be able to live because of it, or to a certain standard because of it. But these are things that are not going to make me happy.
Yeah.
And in listening to a lot more Sadhguru and reading some of the books, it's taken a step further where it's not just talking about the materialistic stuff. It's talking about your body and your mind and saying your thoughts aren't going to make you happy because sometimes if you can't control them, they'll make you miserable. If you keep them kind of under wraps and detach yourself from them, then it seems like it's a lot easier to get into that headspace. And no matter how you feel, you can still be there's still like a happiness before all that. It goes like whatever the core view is, we'll just say the soul. Then you have to get past like the physical body, the mind, and this external materialism. And once you can do that, and you get to a point where you don't check in with yourself to see how does my brain feel, how are my emotions today. Instead, it's just you jump straight to just being happy.
Yeah.
It blew my mind.
It is probably the best way to live, to just be happy.
Wouldn't that be messed up? Just walking around, not needing anything.
No?
That'd be crazy awesome.
Yeah. Wouldn't be messed up. It would be the best.
People hating on you, just like doesn't even register. I don't know if it's just like shutting your brain off.
It's just it's just eternal haters gonna hate.
Yeah. Wow. I can't remember what it's actually called. Where they jam something up your nose and separate the hemispheres of your brain.
Oh,
It's something side. Morning, Shay.
Google it.
Oh, no. Lobotomy.
I'm thinking of lobotomy too.
Yeah. You're
But
right.
They don't separate. They just scramble.
They just scramble.
Yeah.
It's so messed up, but
Yeah. Lobotomies are fucked.
it's
I used to have nightmares about that shit, man.
why would you even think about that
I
stuff?
don't know. I had a messed up head. I had super messed up brain, Daniel. I'm a creative type. I'm a writer.
You're a creative
the
type.
shit that goes through my noggin, you would not even believe sometimes. But yeah, I used to have like, I think it might have been after I saw Shutter Island or some crap like that. You ever seen Shutter Island?
Yes. Was it the I'm thinking of another movie that has that too. Lobotomies, ninja school uniform wearing women with swords.
School ninja.
I'm gonna look it up
sword-carrying.
while you continue to tell your story.
But yeah, no, I just used to have these crazy fucking dreams that somebody lobotomized me and then I didn't know who I was and I was like all different and it was fucking frightening shit, man. It's just like instant dementia. And dementia, another thing that drives me up the wall.
Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch. Oh yeah, that one wasn't as heartbreaking.
Will not Well, not analyze the movie, but there's a lobotomy in there.
Hot chicks with swords.
Yeah, pretty much. Travis was super into that movie.
I think I remember him being super into that movie. I
Yeah.
think that came out when we were like in grade 11, grade 12.
The perfect age.
Yeah.
If not, maybe a little late.
Yeah, that was a gooder.
Just
Just
ridiculous.
it was it was a ridiculous movie.
Oh man, I was thinking it was more ridiculous. It's just that age.
Yeah, that
Hormones
too.
are way going way too hard. No one's talking against it. Like, yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Youth absorb this knowledge.
Hormones definitely kick the crap out of all of us.
Especially if you're unprepared. I feel like if there was any kind of preparation for that, we might be able to manage it a little more reasonably.
Do you think?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know.
If you train someone from an early age, yeah, I'm not going to say they're not going to come into effect because it's a huge part of your life and you're going to be growing. So there's going to be a lot going on in your body.
Yeah.
But I think with the necessary training, it can be a little bit more, detachment.
Maybe.
This is, I failed. This is it's a hypothesis.
Well, it just
Gotta
seems,
test it.
yeah, it just seems to me it's like, you can have a parent raise you any way that they want or that they think might work. I think ultimately when you hit that age and your hormones start telling your brain to question everything, that's kind of where the divide happens because you're just like, I've been living how they wanted or to their specifications for years. At least in my case, that was where there was a bit of friction, right? Because it was just like, I'm my own person now. I have my own identity now. I want to do the things I want to do now that I'm interested in. And then no matter which way you've been raised up to that point, unless you're not as fucked up as I am,
Are we talking like a rebellious phase?
that's not even a rebellious
Like a
phase.
detaching from your parents?
Man, I just feel like even if it's not the parents thing, hormones are. I mean, sure, you can train one preteen, let's say, to kind of keep their shit together while they're going through that phase of pubes and boobs and whatever the hell else. But then they're still surrounded by the 99% that don't have.
The culture will definitely have an effect on them.
Yeah, I mean, if there's not home drama, there's going to be school drama, friend drama. It's going to be growth drama.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way to control all of it by any means.
Based on what I've been told, you're not even supposed to start training anyone in yoga until they're 7. They can't even start.
I thought it was older than you said earlier.
Like 7 to, admittedly, maybe they're teens. They're like as soon as they hit 10 or 11, I would fully expect, if I ever had a child, for them to just stop listening to me.
Yeah.
Because there are so many different resources to go out there to, and tons of specialists, and sometimes, parents just a parent.
Yeah.
And they have friends, they have society impressing them. Like, there's too much. Just try and be a good role model, and hopefully, like, in the case, I'm always going to talk about him. In the case of Sadhguru, he never taught his kid anything. He never went out of his way to show him, like, no, this is how you do it. It's like, the kid is observant. The kid will learn by themselves. They're curious. They
Yeah.
know they need to learn in order to survive.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I guess in that case, it's not so much like force you into a school for 12 years and here's books.
that would have
books.
been the worst thing if you'd have been like,
Yeah.
I am a yogi, so you better be super spiritual, girl.
Yeah.
That's like the worst way to go about it.
Super difference of culture for sure. Because, yeah, I mean, if you're not being force fed this knowledge 6 hours a day, sometimes 7 hours a day if you do early bird classes like I did.
Like a madman.
Freaking banned at 7 in the morning. Was it 7 or 8 in the morning? Can't
It was-
remember.
it
Too
was 8.
bloody early when I was a teenager.
It's definitely 7:50, 8:50 or something. It should have been one
Something like
period
that.
earlier.
Yeah.
Give you
something
10
like that.
minutes to get to class.
Yeah, so, yeah, it would have been, I mean, depending on what you want to learn in the long run, I mean, you could definitely go from that state where it's like, okay, yeah, they're curious. They're not forced into an education system. They can learn what they want, how they want, as fast as they want.
Mm-hmm.
And then if at a point they're like, you know what, it's like I've been yogaing with you, Dad, for forever, but I'm interested in medicine. Just be like, all right, here's an education system.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's parents have no place when it comes to determining their child's career.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it. I mean, there's an influence. I've seen a lot. That's a lie. I've seen one
And-
instance where the child becomes what the parent is, but I don't think that. I'm not entirely sure that the parent.
We talking about Andrew?
Yeah, definitely.
That was the first person that popped into my head,
That might
too.
be like just a family thing. There could have been a pressure.
Yeah.
I liked growing up with that kid.
He was a cool kid.
His grandma was always around. She would always cook stuff. His grandma lived with his parents, so she was the caretaker while
Yeah.
the mom and the dad were taking care of earning the money and making sure that everything was taken care of.
Yeah.
But she was a dope grandma.
Yeah, Andrew's cool shit. I regret that I didn't get to hang out with him more. I think I only hung out with him a handful of times. But
Still alive, man.
still,
Talking like he's dead.
he's gone. God bless his soul.
Yeah.
Or
It's out of
whoever-
my reach now.
Whoever you believe in.
I'm
bless
just not
his soul.
attractive enough.
I'm no good, Daniel. No good for Andrew. Yeah, or the exact opposite. There could have been no pressure for him to want to be, follow in his father's footsteps, and then through a complete lack of pressure, maybe it was something that was completely interesting to him
That's kind of funny.
because he wasn't driven away from it. I know it's like I like teaching people stuff, but I have no desire to be a teacher because my mom was a teacher, and then my teacher in high school, which, hormones, family at school, drama.
Yeah. Everyone knows your mom. Everyone talks to you.
It was not the greatest.
You be known. Oh, there's that Shay kid.
I was that Shay kid for a while.
Now you're just the underscore Mr. Wolf.
Damn rights.
All right. Your turn.
My turn.
You do stuff.
My turn to do stuff.
Yeah. I think that's enough for yoga talk.
I got to come up with a name for the production company, Daniel.
That we could brainstorm at any time.
Brainstorming with John and Angie yesterday. Except, because it was John and Angie, there was a lot of,
A lot of joking.
lot of wild jokes thrown around.
A little too edgy sometimes. It's on the edge of being a little too much.
For example, first one Angie threw out, Random Ass Studios. I was just like, seems professional.
Hey man, whatever reflects you and somebody sees you and is like, yeah, that the business name is apt. It makes sense.
Yeah, I was thinking the only one that's really stuck in my brain so far is just like my first name, Studios, Shay Studios.
And this is this the umbrella? This is
Yeah,
the
so
one that
this
runs
will-
them all.
Yeah, so I want to name the company that'll kind of lord over if this turns into something, potentially YouTube channel, the recording studio, maybe art production, merch production. See how things go. Take it step
Yeah.
by step, but I want to get the name down so that if I do start getting things crack-a-lackin', there's a label to stamp on it. And then work outwards from there. So yeah, Shay Studios was the only one that really stuck in my brain so far, but I don't know if I want my name in it or if it sounds too pretentious.
I don't think that's necessarily the issue. If you want to make something memorable, put a harder sound in there. Caesar K's.
Battle Axe Wielding Cat Studios. Nobody will forget that shit.
Why not? Like the names are totally redundant.
Yeah.
It's
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 just
Coca-Cola doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah, it's
Sugary ass water.
a name to identify with.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so that when I talk about it, other people will hand me the right shit. That's it. It literally means nothing. And if your name constantly brings this silly ass image to my mind, it makes me smile. Positive relationship between your name and whatever's going on in my brain, then
Yeah.
I would definitely go for it. That'd be a hilarious name. It's not unprofessional. It's like somebody just literally needs to come and meet you and realize that you're professional. It's just a name that.
Battle Axe Wielding Cat Studios.
Meow.
Fucking All I can think now is like a metal song with just cats meowing for the lyrics. I was thinking Maximum the Hormone. What's up, people?
Huh. Oh man. Cat noises.
Just thinking of like a completely like blonde cat with like black emo hair, just screaming into a microphone.
I don't think you could ever get a cat to do that.
You can animate a cat to do that, Daniel.
You could.
Photoshop.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really all I had on my list. What time are we at?
We are at 50 minutes.
A little under. We vamped for a little bit at the beginning.
We did. How long did we vamp for? I thought I checked the clock again. Pretty sure I checked the clock again.
I think I only asked you to check it.
I checked
You
it
checked it
again.
at 7:20, 7:30, 7:32.
7:32 was the last time I checked it. The first time, I'm pretty sure it was like 20 after, a quarter after.
I don't
Start time was 7, by the way.
So we're done.
Nah.
I know start time was 7. Don't you get on my ass. It's the first time I've got
You're the one who set the time.
It's the first time I've had to get up this early in a while.
Ah.
I
Look
was
who's
impre-
lazy now.
I was impressed you were up. I didn't think you
Of
were
course
up.
I'm up.
I went
Because there's something to get up for.
went downstairs and there was nobody there. I was like, maybe I beat him. And then you were just like, oh yeah, there's coffee for you on the table. Fuck.
Oh, man. That's how I could get up. Well, that's also because my sleep regimen was totally different. But getting up at 2 in the morning was like, no problem. I go to bed at the right time and I have something to do.
Something to do, yeah. Well, we should organize something to do in the morning every day so that we both get out of bed and get our asses moving.
There you go. That'd be easy peasy. We'll get ripped.
Boxing match every morning.
I will lose. Probably.
I'll use one hand.
I'll use Muay Thai.
I'm in.
Elbows and knees. Elbows and knees.
Just go to work, just beating this crap beat out of me. What happened to you? Oh, just early morning regiment.
You should see the other guy.
Oh, man.
That'd be an intense way to wake up. 7 o'clock. From 7 to 7:15, we can just wail on each other. 6:55, I'm standing outside your door just waiting. 15-minute battle royale for the day.
That would be absolutely ridiculous.
That'd be hilarious. Assuming no one has like permanent damage done, I think that'd be a great way to get people up. Just
Man,
like
that'd
pillow fights from like for 15 minutes in the day where you're allowed to just intrude on everyone's life and just beat the living crap out of each other.
Just release that pent up early morning rage.
This is like that movie series, except infinitely more reasonable.
Which movie series?
Uh,
Hunger Games?
Purge? Purge.
The Purge.
Yeah.
Just
For 15 minutes,
Just-
everybody just wails on each other with like wet noodles.
no killing, but damage. It's like Fight Club meets.
My Little Pony? Something ultra PG? Teletubbies?
Oh man, there was an example I had. I can't think of it now.
Not Happy Tree Friends.
No, only seen one episode of that.
Never forget.
I think it was my ex-girlfriend showed me that. I was just like, what the like, it started off, right? I'm like, what the fuck are we watching? And then somebody's face got burned off on a skillet, and I was like, oh, okay.
Ah, you fooled me. Here, I thought this was a children's show. Now my child is just scarred.
There was a teacher that did that somewhere in North America. They were like,
It had
oh,
to
yeah.
happen.
Yeah, well, they were just like, oh, a show to throw on for the kids while I sleep off a hangover in class. And it was Happy Tree Friends.
That's what happens when you're out of the loop.
All right, so we've crossed off the two things I wanted to talk about. We touched base on Buddhism again. We don't need to talk about my book.
Now that we've brought it up, the
Interest-
segue of the
interesting
century.
segue, Daniel. So I'm writing this
Yeah.
book, and no.
Have you been doing much writing lately? This has to be included in some way. At least a little talking.
Yeah, I guess production time. Not as much as I'd like, but
Man, if you just had more free time,
right? Want to trade jobs? Or at least shift regiments?
I could make money that way at least.
You'd
I
make-
could come home and be like, Shay, I has money.
You'd has all the money because you would be making my money with no mortgage and no payments.
Hey,
All you'd have
I
to
might
pay
jump
off
up a
is
tax bracket.
You'd definitely jump up a tax bracket, Daniel.
Where's the nearest tax bracket to 20 grand?
I don't know. I'd have to double check. 35, 40, 45?
It blows my mind that people can't live off of 60 grand or around like 40 even. Blows my mind, Shay.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's a lot of money.
It is.
I don't, like,
I lied about the 20K. I don't even make that much.
not right now, anyways.
Heck no.
You were working more when you were going to school than you are now.
Yeah. Admittedly, yeah. Yes, I was. See where that landed me?
Yeah, if I had your kind of free time, Daniel, oh my goodness gracious, I would have so much done. Of course, I would abuse it for like a week. I would just be like, yes, sleep in, fucking video games, this and that, clean the house. And then once I got motivated, I just
Maybe
be
you
like,
should just so you clean
Bam.
the house.
It's not that bad.
I think we could all there's areas. There's areas.
There's areas.
for sure.
Yeah.
We'll have to pick up on that.
I gotta have an extra day off a week. When you only have one day off a week, it's not like you want to spend the whole day cleaning.
No. Heck no. I expect nothing of you.
I expect everything from you.
I can barely stand an 8-hour shift.
Yeah.
I'm normally pretty okay by the end of it.
Yeah.
But
For me, it really just depends on the type of day. Today is going to be a rough one because it's law cut day. I mean, if we got our forms back.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's just like, it's going to be a lot of running around, paperwork, rushing to the bank and post office before they close.
yeah.
So I'll definitely be tired at the end of today. But, I mean, days like yesterday, not bad at all. Mostly just chilled out, caught up on stuff like inventory. Not too bad.
Fun.
Yeah, no asshole customers or anything like that. So yeah, there's definitely days where it's like I can come home and just be rearing to go. But as far as the book goes, I've been writing a couple of times a week only at this point,
It's not bad.
and not long sessions either. Maybe like an hour or two. Mostly like, I don't really want to say at times like this at work where it's bored, where I'm bored or there's nothing to do or whatever. There's no customers, which I haven't had very many times like that recently. It's been pretty busy, but I sat down here the other night and wrote for a bit. Can't remember what I was writing about. I'm doing a lot of the in-betweener chapters.
Yeah.
I was writing about the prostitute here the other day. I think I was going to finish writing about that, and then I stumbled across another section. Then I was writing there, and then through there I got caught up in like backstory, history, referencing. So then from there I was bouncing back and forth from that chapter to my information pages and making more notes. And
Yeah.
I was trying to remember what I was writing about though. It was something menial like types of liquor or nicknames. So, but I was just like, yeah, gotta write down the backstory. Gotta go make the references. I think it started with what color a certain character's eyes were, because I wrote in one scene that they were silver, and then I thought that later on I'd written that they were blue. So I went to go check my reference sheet, and it was just said, beautiful eyes. I was just like, God damn it.
Oh no.
So then I
You
was
checked
like
and they were
skimming-
different every
I
time.
was skimming through it to like every place where her eyes were referenced and writing silvery blue eyes.
Just like every single time. It's like, and I reference her eyes a lot.
That's one thing that bothers me. It's like when characters come into my mind, or if I've been writing about them for a long time, it's like their vision in my brain is so solid, it's so real.
Yeah.
And then later on, if I've like haven't written that character for a while, or whatever, I've taken a break writing and I go back and I start writing and I get to that part where I start describing, after I've been describing other characters, other women, other men, other manly characteristics, other feminine characteristics, and I get back to this person that I was writing about before, and I'm just like, what do you look like again? Go check the reference sheet. Okay, blue eye. No, this one's got green eyes, red hair, pink hair on this one.
She likes scotch.
This one's 5 foot. This one's 5'4". Yeah.
Keep it all in there.
Long hair, short hair, long nose hair, whatever it may be. So yeah, that's pretty much what I was doing. And then just a lot of back and forth. I didn't end up doing a whole lot of writing after that. But it's coming along. I feel like this week I'm going to have far fewer technical issues with dealing with the footage and the audio and posting it. So I'm thinking I'm going to have some more free time.
Should get easier and easier as we go.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm hoping anyways. Better. It should.
Yep.
Yeah, busy tonight. Got Fam Jam in town tonight, so not going to get much done tonight or tomorrow, helping out Angie tomorrow night.
Fam Jam.
So then Saturday, Sunday, I feel like Saturday or Sunday I'll have this posted, and then with whatever free time I have left, probably be book stuff. I got a lot of backed up ideas. Need to get them on paper.
Time for some idea.
Idea.
Yep, there you go.
Yes. Brain vomit.
Everywhere. Just clean up when you're done.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see. We'll see. See what the brain vomit looks like first.
If you like it, keep it.
Cool. Well, what time are we at? I think that's pretty much...
That is 1 hour.
That's 1 hour. What time specifically?
8:32.
You just checked?
8:33.
Nice.
I did.
Well, depending on how much vamping's at the beginning, we might be a little short. But otherwise, I think we're good. So thank you for joining us on the Choice by Choice podcast. This has been an early one. Early for me, anyways. Daniel seems fine.
No decaf coffee for you next time. Full calf coffee.
That was decaf, too.
That was decaf.
I was like, man, I don't feel awake at all. I drank that
don't
whole
feel
cup. Like,
anything.
I'll sip a coffee for like a day, and I pounded that whole cup, and I'm just like, man, I'm still asleep. There's no caffeine in it.
You gotta. There's caffeine in it, I think.
Not as much.
Yeah. I
Not
don't know what
nearly
the
the same
percentage is,
levels.
but nowhere near. I can drink it and feel fine.
Yeah.
I feel the exact same. It's an excuse.
I'm definitely still getting a coffee on the way to work today. Then
Do it up.
need that heart pounding feeling.
Need that heart pounding feeling.
Heart pounding feeling.
More than a feeling.
Yes.
Da, 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 da. I don't know the actual song.
It was pretty good.
I'm pretty sure it was in like Call of Duty Zombies. That's the only reason I remember it.
I just remember it because of Taylor.
Actually, that would be the reason, if any reason.
Oh, man. You definitely got me onto Boston. All right. Well, I've been at the _ Mr. Wolf. Tweet at us if you have a Twitter. We're curious to know what you think about this program.
And this is Daniel at Dan44280594. That is 442-805-94. Feel free to tweet at me. And then
he
just
may
follow Sadhguru, because I'll keep saying it. If you're interested in anything I say, you'll be 10 times more interested in what he has to say.
You should actually listen to him, because at this point, Sadhguru's been the thing he's followed the longest since I've known him.
Yeah, right?
It's been like over 2 months.
I still don't get it.
As soon as you understand it, it's just going to fall by the wayside like
Yeah.
everything else.
As soon as you get that oh feeling, it's just, oh,
All right.
and just
yeah.
leave.
Goes on the bookshelf with all the other hundreds of books we have.
Yeah, man, I'm just going to get rid of those books.
Why?
Because I don't rate them. I don't need them.
They look good down there.
But they look good down. Nobody comes over and sees that.
Not yet.
Not yet. Hello, ladies. I am well read. Here are 100+ books that I've purchased.
And stacked haphazardly on a too small a bookshelf.
Yeah, that bookshelf is really tiny. I think
It's
we need
pretty small.
just like get rid of everything except for the bookshelf and just like make the entire wall books. And then we'll look smart as
Stack.
all heck.
Just stack all the books on the
Although
ground.
you just have like furniture sitting around, it's just like, yeah, we just use it to read on it because we just love to read so much.
Yeah, the furniture in my living room doesn't really serve a whole lot of purpose, does it?
I can watch you on the computer.
But I mean, even when you had your computer down there, it's like we both have computer
We
chairs.
never use that end of the living room.
No, there's no TV in the living room. There's no like social focal point in the living room. We don't typically have a lot of guests.
Yeah, we should probably stop kidding ourselves.
I'd say we just get rid of all the couches. We just use that space for
Jazzercise.
yoga, filming stuff.
Filming, we might need furniture for filming though.
I have access to storage space.
Also, that sale is ending tomorrow.
I know I don't get paid till Monday. Breaks my heart. I want a camera.
You missed the hand gesture.
Breaking my heart.
We'll make it work, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
Okay, bye.
It's already done. It's been done for like 10 minutes.